Have you ever heard of some fellas who first came over to this country? You know what they found? They found a howling wilderness, with summers too hot and winters freezing. Did they have insurance for their old age, for their crops, for their homes? They did not. They looked at the land and the forests and the rivers. They looked at their wives, their kids, and their houses. And then they looked up at the sky and they said, thanks, God.
Yeah. Thanks, God, for giving me this opportunity, man. I may not have all this modern shit, but I got the opportunity in life. Because those was real men back then, nigga. That's real.
We'll take it from here. They were rugged fellows. They were men.
Listen.
Double time on my business. This niggas got.
Be honest.
So,
Okay.
So what are you saying? What is that saying about me? I'm your husband.
Well, I'm
and you
just-
basically saying you wouldn't want my sons to be like me.
I would
I'm
not. I would not want
I'm
them to
successful.
have
I
as many
take care of my
children.
kid. Okay.
And I would not want
So
them
what?
to have all of these different situations. That's not something I would
I
want for them.
understand. I don't necessarily want that for them either.
Okay.
But don't
I do
sum,
want- I
but
want
don't
them to have-
sum me up just in the fact because
I'm
I
not.
got kids. Because let me tell you something.
It's not just because you have
No.
children.
I'm gonna say it like this.
It's
though.
not just because you have children.
I'm gonna say it.
That's
Put it
not
out
what
there.
I was saying.
Put it on the table.
Well, that's kind of what you just said. You said, well, you have a bunch of kids, and I don't want your kids to have a bunch of kids and be in these situations where you got multiple women with, well, you have a bunch of kids with multiple women. That's essentially what she just said.
Women.
Be
Damn, so
specific.
That's not what I was saying.
But that's what he
Because
said.
It's
Be
not because
specific.
you have. It's not. Well, I'm sure you would.
I take
But if
offense
you
to that.
listen to it from a logical standpoint,
No, it ain't
it's not
logical
the fact
then.
that you have children.
It's what you say
The
that.
children are not
You
the
say that.
issue.
Okay. I'm sorry. I know I'm pausing a little much here, but I'm like, bro, then be specific. What he's saying is, you can't just come on this platform with this person and let the whole world know that, like, oh, I don't want my children to be like this man that I claim to be my man. And also on top of that, a man that's financially helped her out of dire situation. Right? It's not like her life is perfect either. I don't know much about this lady, but I've seen her on social media a bit, her and this nigga. And apparently from what I've seen, he's the guy that's been financially settled. He's the one that's actually helped her in life far more than she's ever helped him. So for her to be like, I don't want my kids to be like you when you're the person that's allowed for me to be financially stable and the person that's allowed for my life to be better, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of a crazy thing to say, especially when you're not being specific. You can't just say, I don't want my kids to be like you. And then when he's like, well, why are you saying that? And then she said, and then you say, well, you have a bunch of kids and you're in these situations. It's like, be specific. Because if you say kids and then he mentions like, okay, well, what does me having a bunch of kids have to do with my personality and my being? And then you're like, well, it's not just about you having kids. Then be specific. What are you talking about?
Just make it seem like I'm a bad person. Don't say make some
I'm not.
some
I'm
fucked
just
up
saying.
individual. What you're not gonna do is do that.
I didn't say that.
Well, that's how you put it. You said you wouldn't want my son to be like me.
I wouldn't want them to do some of the things that you
Okay,
have.
Okay,
I
then
wouldn't
say
want my
that.
daughters to do some of the things you've done.
I
We're
know,
human. That's
but
what I'm trying to
you would want
say.
them to do majority of the things that I've done.
Listen,
Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
You see what she just did there? Right? Like he literally just flips it on her, which is like, okay, nobody is perfect. I wouldn't want my daughters to do some of the things you've done. And then she's here and she says, yes, but you would want them to do the majority of stuff I've done, right?
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
It's like, what are you talking about, bro? You see where it's like, it's easy for women to blame men for certain things. And then when a man is like, yo, you're in the same boat as me, this woman wants to act like he's better somehow. She's like, well, I'm different because you would want your kids to do the majority of what I do, right? It's like, how do you know that? It just doesn't make sense to me.
listen, what I'm saying is, when you talk about me, don't sum
Say
me up.
facts, right?
Don't sum me up on
Exactly.
the worst side of me or what you consider the worst side of me. Because ain't
Okay.
nobody fucking perfect. So
Okay.
don't do that. That's what we're
Okay.
not gonna do. Because as
Okay.
a man, guess what? I got to stand on mine too.
Yes, you do.
Because guess what? Let me tell
Yeah,
you
you
something.
do.
I didn't go to college. Guess
That's
what?
fine.
I want my kids to go to college. So we can say that
That's
right
good.
now. I don't want them to go that direction. I
Exactly.
want
Be
them to go to college.
specific.
I can say that with you too.
Right.
But don't sit here in front of the world, in front of a
whole
medium,
media.
and
Exactly.
say, oh, I wouldn't want my son or your sons to be like you. Hold on.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, little homie, and press that notification button too, my nigga. Now let's get back to it.
Like, what are you talking? You
No,
gotta
Not
you gonna
necessarily
put some
like
respect
you.
on my name, because at the end
No,
of the
put some
day, I'm
respect on your
successful.
name. I know.
I take care of my kids.
Okay.
Ain't none of my kids out here in dire need of.
Exactly. The dude is successful. He takes care of his kids. His kids aren't in need of financially anything, and I doubt that they're in need of like emotionally anything. So who are you to tell this man that like I don't want my kids to be anything like you when you're dependent on him?
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
At the end of
No,
the day,
put some
I'm
respect on your
successful.
name. I know.
I take care of my kids.
Okay.
Ain't none of my kids out here in dire need of love and support. So we
Okay.
gonna do that, okay?
Okay.
Because I don't appreciate that. Because there's some things about you that I could say I wouldn't want
Say
my
it.
daughters to do.
Go ahead.
I'm not
Tell
gonna do
me.
that. I respect you and I love you enough.
I want this magazine
no,
to know.
no.
You see the thing that I don't like about a lot of women like this is because y'all heard what she said, right? She said, "Say it. Go ahead, say it then."
But
Y'all heard him earlier when he said, "I wouldn't want my daughters to do some of the things you do." What did she say when he said that simple thing? She said, "Well, you would want them to do the majority of what I do, right?" Like women can't take criticism at all. If he was to criticize her here, she wouldn't be able to listen to it. She would always have something to say because right here, when the dude is trying to explain something very simple to her, very simple, which is don't come on this platform, on this medium, talking, generically about me, about how I don't want my kids to be like him. It's like, no, be specific if you're going to say shit like that. Don't generically say these words. And then when he says that, the one thing she wants to do is get defensive instead of listening to what he's saying to you. I'm your man expressing myself to you, and you're not listening at all. That's typical women.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That's typical women shit right there. I'm your man expressing to you how I feel, and you don't want to listen whatsoever.
It is about me. You
Integrity.
don't want your daughter
I'm not gonna
to
do
be
that.
like. You should.
I'm not gonna do that.
You see?
Be my guest.
She's like,
I'm not
gonna
gonna
do
be
that.
slighted, honey.
I'm not gonna do that.
You've already been slighted. You haven't let this man talk the entire time because you're defensive. You see what I mean? Like, dude, these women they're pathetic, bro. They're pathetic, bro. Because you won't let this man talk because you're so fucking defensive.
No shit, Sherlock.
I'm not
do
gonna be
that.
slighted, honey.
I'm not gonna do that. That's where we have to draw the line.
Okay.
Because I don't care because the camera in
I'm
front of
giving
me
you the
or
green
somebody
light,
asking me
sweetheart.
questions. I'm not gonna reveal my everything that go on with me. Just like
Okay.
right now, you ain't gonna sit here in front of these people and tell what your credit score is. You ain't gonna sit here and tell them your social
Exactly.
security number.
That's
You ain't gonna
not
sit
my
here and tell
social.
them what's in your bank account either.
I won't.
Okay. So
Exactly.
some things
You see what I mean? Like when he's talking, she always has to talk over him. He's just saying real facts. You're not gonna come out here and give these people your personal information. And then she's like, well, I'm not ashamed of it. Well, maybe not my credit score. Okay, I won't. Like, just shut the fuck up and listen for once. Why do women always have to talk? Even when the niggas ting, just shut the fuck up. Oh shit! And listen for once. I don't understand this about y'all.
tell them what's in your bank account either.
I won't.
Okay, so some things are better left
fucking
fucking
God.
unsaid and in the private, and that's what I'm gonna do. So when you
Okay.
addressing me,
Okay.
don't ever make it seem like I'm the worst of the worst, cause I'm not.
Okay.
Cause I came through and changed your life.
Your
and
life.
It wasn't about me having no money. It was about
Look at her now. Shut your fucking mouth up, huh? When a nigga says facts, he came through and changed your life. And now you want to stand here and act like, oh, I don't want nobody to be like. You don't want your kids to be like a nigga that came through and changed your life. What sense is that, bro?
not.
Okay.
Cause I came through and changed your
Yo.
life, and it wasn't about me having no money. It was about the
Right,
integrity.
that's
It was
not
about
what it was.
about my integrity. It was about me standing up for you. It was about me helping you open your eyes to see things that no other man has gotten you to do. So when you talk about me and address me, please
Do it
be
respectful.
mindful of that. Cause I love you for who you are,
I
good
love
and
you.
bad.
You know I
But-
love
but
you
so
for who
don't-
you
so-
are.
but I-
Bullshit. You can't say, you know I love you for who you are, and then say, I would not want my kids to be like you. Like, it's just like what he said. It's one thing to say, I wouldn't want my kids to necessarily have as many children with multiple women as you. It's one thing to say that. That's completely different. That's very specific. That's like, okay, I wouldn't want my kids to do this specific thing that you've done. But for you to go out of your way to say, I wouldn't want my kids to be like you in generality, bro, and then not realize how fucked up of a thing that is to say to somebody who's taking care of you, takes care of you. It's just crazy.
I
Never
love
say
you
to
for
the
it.
world that I wouldn't want my daughters to be like you, because then it makes me question, why are you with me?
Wow, exactly.
I'm not with you for the bad things. I'm not with you for having outside
But just
children
don't
and
ever say
Then
that
why
again,
say that?
please.
Okay, well, you asked me.
You got it in this interview. Don't let me hear you say that again.
Okay.
Ever, please, thank you.
I can't deal with these bitches, man. I'm out of here.
I hope you niggas enjoyed the video. But even if you didn't, don't forget to like and subscribe or I'ma shit on yo carpet. It's your boy Walt. Catch you in the next video.